So, Haya, what what say you? For to my mind, we either take a risk now or we take a risk later.
No, the
Hmm? What say you?
I think we should do it now.
Very right.
My goddess was kind as to give me a vision. And I
Therefore,
think
we should, based on this, we should. The chances of trouble are probably higher than they might be.
Haya nods, and she says, she may not be so kind a second time, so we should take this knowledge that she's granted us and use it.
Very well. In the morning, then, as I suggest, we want to be in there during the day and not at night. That doesn't sound like a very good idea.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning, then, I know Donovan is coming with us. I'm going to get Tiny and his small little friends to come. Anna will be here, looking after the caravan. Is your brother going to come with us?
Most certainly.
And there's the other two elves, aren't there? Yes, those two. Well,
Yes.
I know
the proper elves. Nice smirks.
Well, not necessarily a word I think of when I think of Firin. Do you know Firin?
The name, the last name, his family name. I recall, faintly.
Shrewd.
From a long time ago. A different life for me.
Still, I'll speak to Firin and see if him and his mistress wish to come. His mistress demonstrated some ability on the river crossing. Might come in handy if she can do other things, I guess.
Out of character. Has Morwen taken a female form? I think she's only taken male forms this far. In public.
No, she's taken a female form.
Oh.
Well,
not like, in front of
Haya. She would know who has the male form, and only that.
Vanim.
Yeah, but Donovan, says, I think, has seen both.
Yes, he has.
Yeah. Haya says, mistress.
I think that was just a GM blunder.
Yeah.
So yes, so you've oh, I see. Ah, oh, master. Yes, friend.
Yeah. Haya nods.
They might be very friendly, if you understand what I mean.
Yes. Haya says, I've seen men of Ilferin's ilk before.
I've had dealings with him before. Useful contact in middle when I passed through previously.
He does seem quite knowledgeable.
Yes. Well read, I'd say.
Well read, yes.
Likes a party. Always worth going with Firin to party. You've been to a few.
suppose I should leave and prepare for tomorrow then.
Yes. Oh, there's no food available. Apparently there's some problem with dry fuel. I'll get something sent to you.
Dry fuel. Haya nods.
Okay.
I guess that's that.
Ooh.
Oh boy, Klaus.
Oh, what?
You know what happens now, don't you?
We die horribly and peacefully.
Danger zone!
Danger zone! Donovan attempts to sing that. Let's see.
Truly a man ahead of his time.
Truly.
He sings it pretty well.
Highway to the danger zone.
Right. Still no Saki, which is slightly irritating.
Yeah, troublesome.
Yes.
Troublesome indeed.
Yes. Yes. I'm gonna need to make the assumption that Morwen and Fearin would indeed accompany you. I suspect they would, from my dialogue.
They do like getting into scraps.
Well, they like getting involved, but mostly as observers, truth be told. Not necessarily in the front row seat, as it were. So, food does get sent to you guys eventually, like rather late in the day. I'm sure Sakel appreciates it if no one else does.
Yeah, he eats more than Haya by a fair margin.
Come the morning, lots of kind of bleary-eyed teamsters are being kind of kicked out from under their covers by Anna. Tiny takes a slightly less subtle approach of lifting them up by the boots and giving them a bit of a shake.
Donovan goes through and sings Bully in the alley to help wake them up.
Once that's dealt with, you see Anna talking to, having kind of go into Matthias's tent, followed by Morwin and Furin, and then Tiny and his little friend.
Help me, Bob, I'm bully in the alley.
Are you guys just going to go into tent? Or are you going to wait?
I think we should go into the tent.
I would also go into the tents.
Okay. You enter the tent, there's kind of a plume of smoke. You notice that both Firin and Matthias are laughing and smoking from a rather ornate-looking pipe that looks to belong to Firin. And the kind of the smoke in here is kind of quite cloying and thick. Possibly makes Haya feel a little dizzy.
Yeah. No doubt.
Um, you'll notice that Vanim, Firin's companion, is partaking but less frequently, more carefully. Tiny and Anna are having a sort of chat to one side. And the tiny little companion, some kind of face sprite or something, is kind of whizzing around the tent, sort of having a real nose at everything, as this place is kind of, whilst it's tidier than when you first came in, it's still a bit of an Aladdin's cave of a cornucopia of tattage. Ah, good. We're all here now. I was just talking with Firin about, about your vision yesterday. That there might be some difficulty when you go.
Indeed.
Vanim here also says that he'd heard some rumours in Mivan about some trouble brewing, but thought that it was referring to the risk of events as opposed to things actually happening now. Perhaps your vision, if it is indeed accurate, suggests that the pot has come to the boil, as it were.
Sakella looks to his sister like, wait, what? Well, actually, they probably had a chance to talk about it.
So I wanted to give any of you the option of not coming, as chance it might be dangerous. As well as seek your counsel as to our approach. We will be venturing into one of the logging camps I have dealt with before. They are, like all logging camps, greedy but efficient. And this one I happen to know the retired duelist who runs it. Is an old acquaintance. Had previous dealings with him before. There won't be any complications from that direction, at least. With this in mind, although I had hoped to do a bit of bartering and get a less exorbitant price, I think, given the circumstances, we should do our business swiftly and leave in good time.
Haya nods.
Is there any comments any of you wish to make before we head out? It is good journey from here. We should get there maybe mid-afternoon.
Haya shakes her head, but
she leaves before it gets dark. But sorry, I interrupted you.
Haya just shakes her head, but she looks over to Donovan.
What was the question? I kind of missed that. Oh, what was...
Anything you wanted to say before we head out?
No. I'm good. I say, like, intently looking away from Haya. Just, like, straight ahead towards the guy.
Haya just kind of narrows her eyes slightly as Donovan studiously avoids looking at her. It's not clear whether she dislikes him as a person or if she doesn't like that he won't look at her. You can draw your own conclusions.
I should also mention, whilst now that we're all here, I have been speaking to the priestess, who I'm sure you have all met by now, and also to Donovan, our resident caravan singer. It seems both of them have some influence with spirits. And as this was my main concern with venturing across the Canelands, I have reflected upon it and think perhaps I'm in agreement with some of you who have counselled that we should change our original intentions, particularly as if the pot has indeed started to bubble, then I'm not sure I want the caravan travelling through the forest. It doesn't sound very well. So based on that, once we have retrieved the wood that we need, then we will be looking to travel across the Canelands towards this settlement. Some of you will want to stay. Others of you are welcome to accompany the caravan as it continues on its journey north towards Bredley. Any questions?
Aya shakes her head again.
There's
Sakella just
Donovan.
kind of crosses his arms.
Okay. Party gathers round. Anna has a last chat with Matthias. Matthias nods. Anna and some teams to start taking down his tent. And you'll notice that there's a small set of teamsters with probably 24 ponies. That seem to be being prepared to accompany you, presumably to track the wood. There are yourselves, of course, and Mattis, Tiny and his little friend. Anna is can be seen barking orders, and then towards the end, sitting on a stool, polishing and seeming to fuss over her rather bizarrely, her bizarre kind of branch of wood pattern with different strange pieces of it. Matthias, with his long stride, eats up the ground. He holds in one hand a skewer with two cooked birds on it, and he's partly devouring the whilst he simultaneously kind of takes long strides, stepping between sort of undergrowth and grown oak stumps. There's not a great deal of cover here. There's some, but the going is slowish, I would say. Lots of bramble bushes and nettles and some long grass. The land sort of undulates, as you can sort of see, almost kind of where this kind of almost kind of mini copse of bramble bushes kind of congregate around what must be now very old stumps of trees cut down, no doubt, some decades before.
Yep. Haya and Sakel walk along with their bows out and their bucklers attached to their off arms.
Okay. Happily, it is dry, and there is kind of a fairly pale sun. It's not a warm day, but it is a dry day, and there's some sun.
Donovan walks along a bit behind them, just thinking, weren't they Drells just like a few days ago? Like, oh, are they still, like, did they go back to being Drow, or are they still?
They're still elfish.
So weird. Gosh.
No doubt.
I would have my falchion out.
Okay. You've been travelling a few hours. The ground starts to change, so you start now coming across much where the brambles are much shallower. There's much more in the way of wild flowers and tall grass. Just ever so slightly starting to fade because you're in autumn, so you're just coming to that kind of cusp point where things have had their kind of huge summer surge of growth and have now entered some way into autumn, and they're just starting to fade slightly. And you can see signs of definite tree stumps still grown over. They're not kind of virgin by any stretch of the imagination, but still now clearly visible, whereas previously almost all of them are dominated by huge bramble bushes.
Jeez.
You get a feeling of the decades apart that this deforestation has been occurring. Travel for another. It's kind of noon, so that kind of pale sun is in the sky. It's warmed up a bit now, still dry. It's quite a pleasant day, actually. And you continue on. After another couple of hours, you're definitely now. It's kind of patchy, so there's still some trees, in patches of copses that are there, and then it's almost kind of like a piece of like a rotten log that's been kind of burrowed into by insects. In the same fashion, this forest has been kind of burrowed into by the Mivanese, and you're following the path of one such burrow as you venture in.
It's Saki.
Hello, Saki.
Hey, Saki.
It's been like 2 hours. Sorry.
I know. It's all right. Are you feeling refreshed? Excellent. Danford, well, I guess both of you, do you want to give her a recap on what she's missed?
Yep. So pretty much we just covered the evening in the caravan after last time we held a session involving the caravan. And
I sung
we
beautifully.
just... Yes. Donovan serenaded the caravan with sea shanties. And Haya had a vision, which was that heading to the logging camp would involve a lot more danger than Matthias thought. And now we're heading to the caravan with a bit more wariness about us. We presumed that Morwen and Ilfrin would want to come along. Do you agree?
Say that again.
We're heading into the forest to get to the logging place, and we presumed that Morwen and Ilfrin would come along.
Well, Vanneman.
Vanham and Ilfrin.
Who's the small
Yep.
one you keep talking about?
Quote, quote, Morwen.
I don't know.
Are you going to go in as Vanim or as any alternative?
As soon as I'm certain that we're out of range, I'm gonna shift to not Morwen. Give me a second. Character sheet stuff. Going in as Venom. As soon as we're in and I'm certain there's no prying eyes, I'm gonna turn it into Nessima.
Boy, what's her name?
Nessima.
Okay, it's fine. That's what I assumed you'd do. It's absolutely cool. Okay. So, the only other thing you've missed is I've just described how the landscape has changed as you've been journeying from where the caravan is pitched through the kind of where I described last session, where you've had this kind of whole area for miles as far as the horizon that's been kind of cleared. And just
At the end of it, I could, at the end of last session, I could see the forest.
Yeah, that's right. So on the horizon point, there was a forest, but before that, you could see you could see from your vantage point what everyone is experiencing now, which is this kind of gradual change in the landscape as the Mivanese have been chopping down this part of the forest over a period of decades. And where you've got to now is you've now got to like the outskirts of actual forest, and I've described it a bit like a fallen over tree that's starting to rot, where insects have started to kind of burrow in to sections of it, and that's exactly the same with the forest. So you've got sections of the forest that are kind of almost like a cliff, they're like outcrops of actual trees, and then you've got sections where the Mivanese are kind of burrowed in like a worm or like an earwig or similar creature might do. And at the moment, you're just at the beginning of following that one of those paths.